morning and welcome to Vibrant Morning here in BTV Kenya, your home live TV. Vibrant Morning brings you what is in the People Daily newspaper. That is a brief of what is in the People Daily newspaper review, and you to take the remaining time to read more comprehensively on the newspaper that we are going to give you brief on. I'm your host Gagia Isaiah, and today my co-host Lennox Odede is not around. He's outside there to gather for us news of what is happening in Migori town and in Migori County at large. Please feel most welcome as we begin this morning vibrant. Now looking on to what we are having on the cover page of the People Daily newspaper today, there is a lot more. Now, before we get even into what is in the People Daily newspaper, I want you to remember that you can always subscribe. Just visit us on YouTube, that is BTV Kenya. Subscribe, leave a comment, let us know where we are reaching you from, and let us know how we can improve our services. Remember, your feedback is very important to us, as they help us to know how to move forward and give you services that will satisfy you and that will keep you updated as time goes by. Now, you can also visit us also on Facebook page, that is Blackman TV Kenya. Also leave a comment. We are going to sample your comments and give you feedback. Thank you so much, and once again feel most welcome. Now, looking at what we are having on the People Daily newspaper, on the cover page of the People Daily newspaper, we see the big story, how young Kenyans are duped into slavery. That story is on page, the story is on page 8, how young Kenyans are duped into slavery. We're going to look into that. And also on page 5 we see Mudavadi and Wetangula will not be touched in the reshuffle. That's what the President William Ruto did swear, that Musalia, Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula will not be touched in the reshuffling of the cabinet that is about to go down. You also check that is on page 5 of the People Daily newspaper. And remember, Catholic marks Ash Wednesday, and you can also check on that story. And also we have our counties used over 100 bank accounts. That's also a story I believe is of great interest. We're going to check on that on page 2. Now, right on page 2, we are in page 2. Please flip with me the paper so that we check on what is there in page 2 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, in page 2 is where we see counties flagged for running more than 100 bank accounts. Now, COB Margaret Nyakango regretted counties are operating a number of accounts contrary to regulations required by CBK. Now, CBK has specified specified number of bank accounts that counties are supposed to be running, but from the information that we are getting from CBO Margaret Nyakango is that many counties are running number of more than 100 accounts in running the county government. Story by Masimwai. Now, in brief, we see Controller of Budget has flagged counties for operating more than 100 bank accounts, as well as raised concerns over 15 others which spent millions of shillings on priority-less items. Now, we also see that apart from counties just operating beyond the limit of the bank accounts that the CBK regulations requires, we have also seen that there are over 15 other counties which are spending money on things which are not priority, which should not happen, which they should not do. Now, checking on that, you will read much of that story, and she goes on to say the counties which have the highest number of accounts includes Baringo County, Nairobi City County, Bomet County, Elgeyo Marakwet County, Machakos, Murang'a, Nakuru, Nyamira, Nyandarua and Trans Nzoia are among the counties which are believed to be running of more than 100 bank accounts. You can also check that and read more comprehensively of that story, which is on page 2 of the People Daily newspaper. And that calls for more accuracy, that calls for people to be vigilant and counties to see how to undertake on and check with the CBK rules on matters of running of the bank accounts. Now, moving on to page 3, where we see university to be funded following a lengthy deadlock. Now, standoff over location of school in Baringo seemingly resolved as county and other key leaders hold public participation exercise. Now, in Baringo, there has been a standoff between the public and the school officials, whereby Baringo, Baringo has not been having a university so far for a long period of time. Now, because of the interest that has been there to have a university in the region, now there's been a deadlock. But now we did say that there has been a resolving of the deadlock that has been existing there, as the public and leaders sat down and talked much comprehensively. Now the story is by Wycliffe Kipsang. For many years, a row has been simmering on the correct location of the first public university in Baringo County, and had hindered the establishment of the institution of higher learning. However, the row seems to have been finally resolved after residents and their leaders unanimously agree that the institution will set the county headquarters, in the county headquarters, that is in Cabernet, ending the 15-year standoff. You can also grab a copy and read much of that story on page 3. Now, moving on to page 4. This is very important, and I believe it is a key blow to Gachagua as allies removed from committees. Now, remember, there has been a cry all along that members of the parliament allied to the impeached deputy president Rigathi Gachagua had been sidelined in the House committees of the National Assembly. Now we see that it has manifested out actually, and the allies to the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua has faced a big blow, as affected MPs have been placed in one committee, while initially they were in 2 committees in the National Assembly. Story by Masim Y is there on page 4 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, the allies of the impeached deputy president Rigathi Gachagua yesterday suffered a major blow after they were removed from